Stop thinking project management is about actually following a plan, because it's not. It's about leading people through chaos when the plan falls apart, because that's when real leadership begins. I remember it was 6 months into this project. Oh my goodness, I'll never forget this, because I made the classic mistake. I created what we called a polished with progress. I walked into the conference room ready for war. I was ready to defend that green dashboard, those flawless charts, and let's be honest. Well, let's be frank, not a single ounce of truth. I presented something that I started feeling that there was a quiet disconnect between what was showing and what my team was actually living and breathing. On paper, we were perfect. In reality, though, we were struggling. Then our sponsor, Christina, leaned forward, stopped me in mid-sentence and said, "Edward," side note, family, yes, my name is Edward, but there is a difference between Edward and Edward. See, one of those Edwards are more driven around. Someone is trying to get your attention, but I digress. Anyway, Christine said, "Do you really think this plan reflects reality?" The room all just kind of looked around and then they froze. I could have defended the plan. I hid behind the metrics, but I knew she was right. See, my credibility was on the line, and the truth was the only way out. So I had the clicker in my hand, the thing that changes the slides. I just set it down. I said, "No, Christine, it doesn't. This plan that we have, what we agreed on, is not working, and we need to make it work." I went over to the projector next. I shut the projector down, or actually just closed my laptop. For the next hour, we didn't talk about timelines. We didn't talk about deliverables. We talked about people, the blockers, the burnout, the communication gaps that we all ignored. That day, we rebuilt the project from honesty, not from slides. And that moment is when I learned project management isn't about the perfect blueprint. It's about navigating people, politics, and perception. The sooner you learn that, the faster you'll grow from managing projects to actually leading them. Principle number 1, emotional intelligence over technical brilliance. I love that, family. Technical knowledge helps you plan, but emotional intelligence, it helps you lead. Reading the room, sensing frustration, and managing your own reaction are what truly moves projects forward. Why is this important? Projects succeed or fail on or because of relationships. If you can't connect, you can't correct anything. Experiment with these actionable tips. Pause before reacting. When emotions rise, buy yourself 5 seconds before responding. Next one, listen for what is not being said. Tone and silence reveal more than status update. And the last and final one, acknowledge efforts publicly. See, recognition builds loyalty faster than any task completion. Here's my professional advice. You'll never regret being calm, but you will often regret being right too fast. And I know what you're thinking. If emotional intelligence keeps the teams together, the next principle teaches you how to survive the environment they operate in. Principle number 2, politics are just part of the job. Yeah, I know. Politics isn't manipulation. It's influence with structure. See, every organization has its power dynamics. Learn from them early or get trapped by them often. Why is this important? Ignoring politics doesn't make them disappear. It just leaves you out of the decision-making loop. Experiment with these actual tips. Map the real org chart. What are you talking about, ED? Map the real org chart. See, the influencers aren't always the ones with the titles. I'll say that again for you. The influencers aren't always the one with the titles. What titles are you talking about? The titles that you may even be thinking like, oh, well, this person has this title, they'll be able to make the decision. You may be shocked. So again, map out the real org. Next one, stay neutrally public, but build trust privately. Don't gossip. Connect with intent. And the last and final one, you know it was coming. Document agreements. Political memory is short. Your notes, they're relevant and they're not. Here's my professional advice. A politically aware PM isn't cynical. They're strategic. And see, once you understand the politics, you'll realize trust is your currency, and that starts with what you protect. Principle number 3, maintain confidential information. You'll often know more than you can say. Protecting sensitive information builds credibility faster than any project delivery. Why is this important? People only share with those they trust. Break that once, forget about it. You'll be the last one to know anything that really, truly matters. So experiment with these actionable tips. Treat private as permanent. If someone says this stays between us, you better make sure it stays exactly where they left it at. Next one, use judgment, not drama. Share what helps the project, not what fuels gossip. And the last and final one, family, is keep stakeholders confident, separate. Don't cross wires. What different leaders tell you, what this leader shares with you, just keep it with that leader, because what you don't want to do is create an odds of where you're going against other leaders and you end up having to work with them. Here's my professional advice. Your reputation is trustworthy, is the quiet asset that wins you your next promotion. And when trust breaks down, there's one failure you can't recover from: poor communication. Principle number 4, projects don't fail. We already know communication does. Again, projects don't fail. We already know communication does. See, misunderstandings, silence, or my favorite, vague updates destroy more projects than any technical issue ever will. Well, let me park here parenthetically. I wasn't going to do this, but I have to, family. The reason why communication is important, and I mean that collectively as a team or even dealing with your stakeholders, is because if you're not getting the information you need to be successful as a project manager, you can't help the project and or the team be successful. And the reason why I believe in it so much is because misunderstanding and silence and vague updates, they will destroy. I watched it destroy more projects than any, and I do mean any technical issue or jargon or anything that could ever happen. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. See, when communication fails, trust erodes, and when trust erodes, the project collapses. Experiment with these actual tips. Translate, don't transmit. Tailor your message for the audience that you're talking to. So if it's business, make sure the information is around business. If it's technical and you're talking with your technical team, make sure it's technical. If it's executive, we need to keep the message at a very high level and have backups in case if they want to go detail. Next one, over communicate during uncertainty. People feel silence with fear. So you want to make sure that you are over communicating when there's any uncertainty. Matter of fact, just always over communicate. And my last and final one, write recaps like they are being audited. Clarity protects you and informs others. Here's my professional advice. If you don't tell your story, someone, and I do mean someone else, will, and they'll probably get it wrong. And I know what you're thinking. You've just figured it out. You start a new project and you realize you're a stranger again. Principle number 5, each new project feels like a new job. I like that, family. See, a lot of times what we don't really talk about, or the unspoken rules, is we know what the definition of what a project is what? Temporary endeavor. What that means and translates to, family, is saying every time when you get a real project, we know that it is temporary endeavor. So there's going to be information that people on your team or stakeholders that have ahead of you. And so every project has its own culture, their own players, and some of the communication that goes on prior to when you even accepting a project. So every time you get a new project, you start fresh every time, whether you like it or not. Why is this important? Success depends on how fast you can integrate, not how fast you can execute. Experiment with these actual tips. Observe before acting. This is one, if you don't remember anything else today, family, message. If you're new to the episode, anytime I say message, this is something you want to pay attention to. You want to tune in, because what I'm about to share with you is something that will arrest your attention if you pay attention to what I'm saying. Observe before acting. This is something I had to learn over and over throughout my career, is having the ability to observe before giving suggestions. Observe before giving a decision on which way we should go. Observe before we can even do anything to move forward. I let them act first. And the reason why I say this, and I want you to understand how important this is It's because if you go get certified, I don't care your PMP, your CAPM, you go and get a degree, or you come from an organization that was well defined with regards to project management, and you decide to go to another department or another organization, if you jump in and start giving solutions without even understanding the holistic of the project, you will turn that project team off. Okay, I'm off my soapbox there. Next one, find an ally early. Every project has a translator. You need to find yours. And the last and final one, respect existing rhythms. Don't fix what's not broken on day one. Here's my professional advice. Your adaptability is your resume. Every new project is an interview for the next one. Now that you've seen the challenges of the new environment, remember, no framework saves you from a bad relationships. Principle number 6, people before processes. I love that. It reminds me of the agile values, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. But here we're talking process gives you structure, but people give life to project. Without buy-in, even the best processes fail. Why is this important? Frameworks do not deliver deliverables. Guess who does? People do. Experiment with these actual tips. Start with empathy. Ask what's working for you before introducing any change. Next one, simplify steps. If the process adds confusion, I mean chop it up. I mean divide it. Basically what I'm saying, family, is just cut it. And the last and final one, celebrate small wins. People support what they can help build. Here's my professional advice. No methodology is sacred. Adapt the framework to the people, not the other way around. I like that, family. And when people do their part, remember, it's not about your reports. It's about your outcomes. It's about your results. Principle number 7, outcomes speak louder than any report can. See, slides and dashboards don't earn trust. You know what does? Outcome does. You know what does? Results do. What stakeholders care about is what actually changes. Why is this important? Reports inform, outcomes convince. Like that, family. See, experiment with these actual tips. Define success early. Agree on outcomes before measuring progress. Next one, tie every update to an impact. What does that look like? Here's what changed because of our work. Again, here's what changed because of our work. Next one, focus on clarity, not cosmetics. A one-line email with results beats a 20-slide deck any day. Professional advice for you, family. Your deliverables get forgotten. Your results and your outcomes, that's what becomes remembered. And when you focus on outcomes, you learn the biggest secret of all. Leadership isn't about authority. You know what it is about? Influence. See, principle number 8, influence without authority. As a project manager, you rarely have direct power or direct authority. Influence is only your real tool, built through trust, credibility, and my favorite, consistency. Why is this important? You can't order people to care. You have to inspire them to believe. Experiment with these actual tips. Lead with clarity. People follow directions when they understand. Next one, model accountability. When you own your mistakes, others mirror that behavior. And the last and final one, build credibility before you need it. Influence comes from deposits of trust made over time. I like that, family. Here's my professional advice. Your influence doesn't come from your title. It comes from how people feel after meeting with you. And when you learn to influence without authority, you stop managing tasks and you start leading people, because real leadership isn't built on titles or reports. It's built on the back of trust, on telling the truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. And that takes me back to where this whole entire journey began. Standing in front of those stakeholders, that project team in that conference room with this flawless fake plan that wasn't real. That moment taught me leadership. It isn't about defending a blueprint. It's about rewriting it together. Here's the truth, family. Here's the truth, family. The truth is there is a blueprint. It's just not the one they teach. It's really not about the charts or templates. It's made of moments where when you stayed calm when things were broken, when you owned your mistakes when others hid, when you led through uncertainty and trust as well as empathy. It's written in trust, in courage, and the willingness to lead when things become uncertain. You won't find this in any particular process. Matter of fact, you'll find it in people, in how you listen, and how you communicate, and how you take full ownership. That's the real piece of the real journey behind project management that nobody talks about. Forget the blueprint and start building your own by leading with integrity, adapting with empathy, and write your own. Because real leaders, they don't follow blueprints. They destroy and rebuild them. So if this message resonated with you, share it with another project manager who needs to hear it. And if you're looking for mentoring or coaching, check the link in the episode. Let's you and I get to work. Oh, by the way, I go by the name ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, hey, listen, that just simply means Ed. Until next time.